Okay, so welcome you back again from that short break. You're still watching Healthy Morning Show right here on HSTV. And now we're zooming away from the sports segment and we're moving straight into health, that is the Stay Alive segment. So as I said previously, today being World Sight Day, we need to sensitize more on how we can take care of our eyes. And we have Dr. Kojo Ethel Amwa here in the studios with us to educate us more on how we can protect our eyes in our workspaces. I know a lot of us are out there, we find ourselves in places where, we work with certain things that could cause problems to our eyes. It's inevitable. But then again, maybe there are some ways we can go about it to ensure that, we do not bring in eye diseases and all of that. So as we have Dr. Kojo Ethel Amwa here in the studios with us, we're going to learn more about that. Don't forget that the show is interactive. So of course, anything we touch on today, anything he mentions, and you have a question, you have, an experience you want to talk about, do share it on our social media platforms. We're streaming live on Facebook at HSTVLIVEGH. So good morning, Dr. Kojo.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Today is World Sight Day, so I'm actually happy.
You're happy?
Yeah, I personally think World Sight Day is like the birthday of eye care.
I see. Yeah. You're celebrating eye care.
Yeah, it's like our birthday. In the whole calendar, I think this is the most important day for eye care. Yeah.
For eye
specialists.
Eye care, yeah. I see.
Yeah. Everybody is happy about World Sight Day.
Wow. What do you do on the? Let's talk more about the World Sight Day, because as you said, it's like a birthday for celebrating eye care. So on the World Sight Day, what exactly do you eye specialists do, or what exactly do clinics organize?
Yeah, so the World Sight Day itself is a day of awareness creation on eye care in general, and it's usually organized by IAPB, International Agency for Prevention of Blindness, and the World Health Organization. They come together to actually organize the World Sight Day, and it's organized on the 2nd October of every year. So on the 2nd October of every year, we celebrate our birthday as eye care professionals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But you said it's celebrated on the 2nd of October.
It's the 2nd October, the second week of October.
Week of October,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So the second Thursday
of October. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's how we are celebrating today. So it's actually a very important event. We look at creating awareness on how to protect your eyes, how to take good care of your eyes, the things you can do to improve your eye health, and all of that. Sometimes your experiences, the symptoms you have, if you have them, what are you supposed to do, and all of that. So we create this sort of awareness. So World Sight Day is very critical for us because it's knowledge that helps people to actually take care of themselves.
Yeah.
If you don't know what's wrong with you, you cannot take any step.
Yeah, true.
So creating awareness, educating. So most of the clinics or most of the institutions, they go about performing free eye screening, providing education like we are going to do today. My board, for example, be providing education on other platforms. Yeah, some people even go to secondary schools and go to the private communities to provide free screening. Yeah, so World Sight Day is a day where we are actually coming to everyone to let them know that your eyes very important.
We'll come to your home. For you. My people are waiting for you.
You come here one day.
Okay.
Yeah, you come here one day. Yeah.
Okay,
so basically, that's what World Sight is about.
Okay, I think it's good that another day is dedicated to eye care and how we should, because a lot of people out there, I mean, most of us out there, although we move in day out, but taking care of our eyes, I don't think some of us, take care of it well, or we take note of certain things that we do that could cause diseases. So it's cool that today you're dedicating it to taking care of our eyes and all of that. But then again, as we find ourselves in the workspaces, so a lot of us work with materials or tools that can cause eye problems to us. So why should I, value my eyesight at my workplace? Why should I protect it?
Yeah, so it's very, very critical because a lot of research and statistics back the fact that if you don't take care of your eyes at the workplace, it can cause a lot of harm. And research has shown that just by putting on your corrective glasses can improve the productivity of the workspace by 22%. Just putting on your glasses. So imagine like where you work, for example, if you have any eye issue and you put on your glasses, are likely to improve your productivity by 22%. That is significant looking at the effort you have to put in place. Just wear your glasses and everything goes well. And also aside that, apart from the institution working hard, the individual, you yourself, you can actually increase your earning potential. So for example, practical examples like drivers. If you're a driver and you don't have very good vision, you're likely to lose your job. Because nobody wants you to take...
How would you see? You're going to cause accidents everywhere.
Exactly. So you might even lose your license. And if you have good vision, there are certain things that you can do. You can be allowed to drive probably at night because this guy has very good vision, does very well, he can see very well. So you can actually see that you have a chance of getting a big job where the company will actually hire you. So your any potential can increase. Not just drivers, a lot of professions,
Yeah.
even those who work at the airports. Some say that you need 6 vision, 100% vision, nothing less.
Wow.
So if you have
Okay.
to wear glasses, the
Yeah.
glasses should help you see 100%. Without that, you might lose your job. So actually critical and actually improves your earning potential. And apart from the benefits you gain from improving your eye health, it's actually important to know about your eye health at the workplace, because it's be surprised you that most of the eye injuries we have at the workplaces can be prevented. In fact, 9 out of 10
Wow.
can be prevented.
So there are easier ways to just prevent
Yeah,
some of
just
this.
put on the appropriate safety eyewear and then everything is right. The word is appropriate.
Appropriate.
So it's not just putting on the safety eyewear. You have to put on the specific one that is good for your job to prevent any eye injury. 9 out of 10.
Wow.
That's significant. It means that all the injuries you are having at the workplaces,
it could have been prevented easily.
Exactly. Yeah, and in US, I learned that in a day, you have about 2,000 eye injuries.
Wow, in just a day, 2,000.
That is very serious. Like, if they put on their appropriate eyewear, they'll be protected.
Wow.
9 out of 10 that have been prevented.
Wow.
Yeah, so it means that we have to really take good care of our eyes at the workplace. Yeah, so it's very significant.
Okay, but then you mentioning that, so as we are at the workplace, we can just put on our glasses. What type of glasses are you talking about? Should I just take any glasses and put them on? Or do I have to go to a clinic to get that?
Yeah, so for glasses, if it's for corrective purposes or to treat your treated lens, you have to get it from the clinic. There are some actually protective wears, like the goggles and stuff, you can also get in the clinic, but not all of them are necessarily clinic-based. But if you want to get corrective glasses for seeing better and all of that, it's important to get at the clinic.
Okay.
Because you have to be examined to know the true health of your eye before you prescribe the glasses. As you don't just go to the market and say, I want the glasses to see well. No, not at all. It will not help. Okay, it can actually even worsen your situation for you.
Oh, okay. How can it worsen your situation if I just get any glasses?
Let's say, for example, you have a particular prescription, okay? It must be, let's say, in the minus, but the one they give you is in the plus.
Okay.
That's like moving from one side to the other side, from right to left. It can actually give you headaches and all of that. You might not even think that it's the glasses. You might think that you're just having headaches, you're taking para, spoiling your kidney and all of that, because you don't know that it's your eye that's bothering you.
Wow.
So you can worsen it. It can even actually cause aging of the eye lens.
Wow.
Yeah, if you
just by buying any regular glasses.
So sometimes they get higher prescription for their eyes. It's too high for the eye. So actually speeds up the aging process of the eye, and that can also worsen your situation.
Okay. So when we find ourselves in our workspaces, what are some of the general things that we can do to prevent these? As you said, 9 out of 10 chances, we can prevent them. But then what are some of the general things that we can do to prevent the eye diseases? Yeah,
so the most important thing is to identify the potential eye hazards at your workplace. So every workplace and what hazards they face. So let's say, for example, if you're a welder, you're likely to have metal chips get into your eyes.
Yeah.
And all of that. So you identify the potential eye hazards. And one of the things that you look out for will be the types of materials that you work with. So, for example, if you are, let's say, in the construction zone, things can just be flying here and there. So you can have dust getting into your eyes. We call them like projectiles. Dust, concrete, metal, even the wood, the carpenters. All these things can get into your eyes. So you need to actually identify that. And some people also work in the manufacturing sector. They can have chemical splashes, and sometimes even the gases that come from some of the machines can actually injure your eye. And if you are working in the optical sector, those radiations, the lasers you are using, they can all affect your eye. And most importantly, one other very common thing is our digital screens. They also have effects on our eyes as well. So if you are in an environment where you usually use digital screens, the digital screen can pose certain hazards to your eye. So you have to identify those ones as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are there any specific exercises that you would recommend, for one to do, eye exercises that one should do at his or her workplace to prevent all of these eye diseases from coming in? Yeah,
so most of the time it will be for digital screen, heavy digital screen users. So last time you mentioned computer vision syndrome.
Yeah.
So if you are someone who uses the digital screens a lot, mobile phone, laptops, and all of that, you can ensure you do the 20/20 rule. The 20/20/20 rule.
20/20 rule.
So after every 20 minutes, you pause for 20 seconds and view something that is 20 feet or more away from you. You don't have to put your laptop or your phone aside. You just take your eyes off the screen and look far for just 20 seconds and then continue. It's actually very important. You blink more often and to increase the lubrication of your eyes. If you blink less, the eye becomes dry, can cause a lot of symptoms like burning sensation, even itchy eyes. Yeah. So some of these things can be done actually to help you protect your eyes from some of these injuries.
Okay. So we have, a lot of people, let me say the scientists or these people working in the laboratories, working with all these chemicals and stuff. What is the appropriate eyewear for them to use, and what are some of the things they should take note of when they are working in this space with all the chemicals flying around and stuff?
Yeah, so the most important thing is goggles, the one that actually shields the entire area of the face. So it's not just like my glasses, for example.
Okay.
If there's a chemical splash, you can just hit the lens. But what if it comes from the sides? So the goggles must cover the entire face on the sides of the eyes as well. So it's not just any open goggle, something that protects the entire area of your face or of your eyes. And then you can also put on your gloves as well, so you don't touch your eyes too often. Yeah, so you don't get certain things coming in contact with your hand. I like you to touch your eyes if you like. Generally, we all I like to touch our eyes if your eyes itching or any discomfort. So if you are actually working these areas, you have to put on the gloves. Once you have the gloves on, you have this urge not to touch your face because you have something on your hand. Yeah, so you put on the gloves. All these things actually do help.
For those in the laboratory side. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's move to these people who find themselves on the road like for 24 hours, these construction workers. When I'm moving out and I watch them, I can tell that nothing is protecting their eyes, even though we have dusty roads all over. But then as they're sitting in their cars, moving around 24/7, there's nothing protecting them. What would you say to the construction workers out there on the roads day in and day out? What are they supposed to do to prevent dust from getting to their eyes and destroying how it looks?
Yeah, so it's very, very true. Like, I think Amasaman area, for example, there's so much dust.
Very dusty.
Yeah, and some of them are wearing only nose mask. Are protecting your nose, but what about your eyes? Yeah, so sometimes you can put on the goggles so that you don't. It's not just the dust particles per se. Sometimes if you are even using the hammer and all of that, shaping some of the concrete, it can just hit your eye, and it can be very serious. So goggles is the main thing that you have to put on. Sometimes you can even put on a face shield depending on what you are doing. The construction sites, you have welders as well. Those who weld the iron rods, you can chip off and then hit your eye. So the goggles or face shields can also really do help.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then for the construction workers and the other types of professions, are the goggles the same, or do we have different types of goggles for different types of professions?
Yeah, there are different types. Some of them are very hard, especially the ones at the construction sites, because the things that can hit your eyes are actually quite large.
Okay, so it seems we have here on our screens, those look like clear goggles, and then with the helmets and that. So for that one, which would you say is specifically made for the clear goggles?
So depending on what you are doing, some of the work you are doing, you need to have better vision. Some of the goggles actually have corrective prescription in them, especially the clear ones. But if you are working in a very dusty environment, I'm not so sure that you need to have something that is like you need to be so clear for you to see so well. So we have the clear ones that actually help, and then some of them are not so clear because you don't really need to see so well with those ones. Yours is just to protect the eyes. So basically the ones at the labs and stuff, usually they are very, very clear because they are looking at microorganisms and all of that.
So you mentioned those of you that work in the space of using lasers and all of that. Do you also have, specific goggles you should wear? What are some of the precautionary measures you take in that space? Yeah,
so for those ones, we have some treated lenses. They reduce the amount of, the radiations are usually ultraviolet rays. So you have glasses that actually absorbs the UV from entering your eyes. So they sort of react with the UV, and that prevents them from getting to your eyes. So there are certain treated lenses that are used for those who work in the laser environments.
And then, as I keep saying, we have the weather patterns coming in very unpredictable and all of that. So for those of us that are working, how are we able to protect our eyes from these weather conditions and all of that?
So for example, Ghana here is only rain and dry season. So in certain areas where they have snow, the reflections from the snow can actually harm your eyes. The glare can be very serious. And even in Ghana, those who live along the beach, If it's very sunny, the glare can actually be harmful to your eyes. It can cause you to have pterygium because you are constantly exposed to it. That's extra growth of tissue on the white portion of the eye. Yeah, so you have to actually put on some shades to reduce the exposure as well to these things. So the weather can actually play a role, but it may not be too significant. You might have to take a long time before you experience them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then, so we have a lot of people that move out, so then, you know, they have these shades on, black shades and all of that. Would you say it is okay to keep wearing them day in and day out as you're moving out? Because sometimes we just go into the market and then we buy them. Is it okay?
Yeah, so it's not okay. Some of the shades do not have UV protection. They are just providing shade, as the name implies. So it's just reducing the amount of exposure to the sun. But the ultraviolet rays that actually has an effect on the eyes, they cannot prevent them. They will still pass through the shades. So you have to get something that actually reacts with the ultraviolet rays to sort of trap them. So you can get shades that have UV protection. Or like my glasses, for example, it has UV protection. So when I go out in the sun, it darkens. It darkens because it absorbs the ultraviolet rays. So you don't just go out and say, I'm protecting my eyes from the sun, so I'm wearing shades. The shades must have UV protection.
Okay.
Yeah. But if generally you're not somebody who usually goes out probably for fashion, that's okay. But if for protection purposes, you must have UV protection. Otherwise, it can actually make it worse. Because like I mentioned some time ago, when you wear the shades, it causes your pupil to dilate because that place becomes dark. When you're in a dark environment, the small black inside the eye becomes bigger, so that more light can enter your eyes.
Okay.
So when you provide a shade, the pupil dilates. It means that more UV can enter your eyes. But if it's dilated and then you have a UV protection, it means that you're going to reduce the UV as well.
Okay. Okay, so you saying that it's a must-have. How am I supposed to tell, as a normal person going to the markets, I'm just going to purchase these glasses, how will I tell if this has UV protection in it or not?
Yeah, so that's the reason why we say come to the clinic.
Oh, I see. So you can't just move into the market and be able to detect it?
You have some machines that we use to check if this one is UV protected or not. So if you don't go to the clinic, for me, I will never advise you to just buy any glasses outside because of sometimes the effects it can have on your eyes. So the best thing to do is go to the clinic.
Go to the clinic.
There are a lot of clinics around. We are also around. Yeah. So just do well to, and be there. They will guide you, give you the advice on which one is best for you.
Okay. Now let's move into the athletics space. So we have a lot of these people, you know, engaging in, let's say, swimming activities and the balls and all of that. But then definitely I know that there are some activities that might affect their eyes. Let's talk of swimming and all of that. They have some goggles that they put on. So tell me, how can the other athletes also protect themselves from all the other activities when it comes to sports? We have football, cycling. Are there any precautionary measures they should take to protect their eyes as well?
Yeah, you need to. For example, cycling, for example, I think most of them wear some form of glasses or goggles. And it's because of the wind. You have moving against the wind. Too much air passing your eye can cause your eye to dry excessively. And too much dryness can really be bad for your eyes.
Okay.
It means that it can cause sort of some tiny cracks on the surface of the eye.
I see.
And that can be very painful. It can increase your sensitivity to light. So putting on the goggles for these athletic performances is actually very necessary. But for the 100-meter Usain Bolt stuff, usually it's not for a long period, so you don't really have an issue. But when you have to, like cycling, the speed really, sometimes you can go as much as 80 kilometers. That is very fast for a bicycle. So it means that you are really going against the wind, and that can also really affect your eyes. Aside that, sometimes there might be some particles in the air, so let's say insect or something. But when you move so fast, the eye might not be able to react quickly to blink or to close it to prevent it. So those things can enter your eye, and the insects can also cause a lot of harm to your eye. So athletics, and usually these sports activities, they have regulations for that. Yeah, they have regulations. Yeah, so procedures, protocols to follow when you have to join them. So it's actually very necessary.
Okay. Now let's move to me in this industry where I have cameras on me, lights and all of that. First of all, how should we find ourselves in the film industry or in the camera industry? How should we protect ourselves from all these lighting and stuff? I know definitely it's going to have an effect on us because 24/7, if we find ourselves in this space, what are we supposed to do to ensure that we don't get eye diseases from all these cameras, all these lights and stuff? What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, so one of the things to check how the lights are positioned. Sometimes the lights can be causing too much reflections. Let's say from the table over here, all the lights actually direct, it hits the table and goes into your eye. You can actually adjust the positions where you are so that you don't have too much reflections. And it may be, I'm sure definitely you have some breaks and stuff, so you have to sort of go out and also experience the sun a little bit. Sometimes some form of sun light is very good for the body, so don't be inside all the time. If you are short-sighted, it can worsen it for you if you are always indoors. So maybe you can do that as well. And if you have to wear your corrective glasses, put them on. You see, people say that my child is too young to wear glasses and all of that.
Yeah.
It's not true.
No one is ever too young to wear glasses.
No, we have 2 years who wear glasses, 2-year-old, and it actually gives them an opportunity to see well in future. If you don't do that, when they grow up, there's nothing you can do about it. By the time they are past age 8, that's it. There's nothing you can do. So sometimes it's important. So if you have to put on your corrective glasses, like I said earlier, just put on your glasses improves productivity by 22%. Just put on your glasses. So if you have to wear your glasses for, let's say you are very sensitive to light, or you have reduced vision or some form of visual impairments, put on your glasses where there's so much light and all of that. So you can do that as well to help yourself.
Okay. So you touching on this misconception that people have, saying that maybe my child is too young. I keep hearing other people also saying that, what if I go in for these glasses and then as time goes on, my eye rather keeps worsening, so then I'm stuck with, putting on glasses and stuff. Would you say that is a misconception, or that is actually true? Because some people feel that I don't want to go check my eyes, I don't want to go for glasses, because as time goes on, I feel like it rather gets worsened, and then I'm stuck with glasses. I have no other choice but to put on glasses day in and day out. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so depending on the kind of problem you have, let's say if you have myopia, currently you don't have a cure for myopia. So if you have, that's short-sightedness. You can't see well at far. Glasses is to help you see better. It doesn't cure the eye. So let's say if you are very young and then they say, oh, my child is young. If they wear the glasses, they wear it till. Unless speaking is true.
Okay.
You're not going to go, the glasses is not going to cure the eye.
It's just to manage.
To help you see better.
Okay.
When you take off the glasses, your eye still remains the same. But sometimes people say that when I take off the glasses, my eye seems worse than before.
Yeah, that's what people say.
So there are 2 reasons. One, your eye is getting worse gradually.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe you are becoming more short-sighted. And it's not because of the glasses you are wearing. With or without the glasses, you would have been more short-sighted. Probably you are doing certain things that actually cause the myopia to progress. You are doing too much digital screen, you are staying indoors too much and all of that. So that can actually worsen your myopia. So probably your eyes are just getting worse naturally. It's progressing. So that's the reason why now it seems worse than before. And number 2, the difference is that now you've tasted what clarity is. So for example, I give this example to some of the patients. If let's say you don't take in sugar, and then when you eat, it's normal for you, but for others this is so bitter or something. But for you it's normal. And then now you start adding sugar to your food. Like, oh, the food is nice. So
yeah, so you feel like you need to use it more.
And then one day you say, oh, the doctor said I shouldn't take sugar again. I've stopped. The first time you taste that food without sugar, it'll be so bad. But that's what you're doing initially. So now you have tasted what clarity. Your eye knows what clear is and what blur is. So when you take off the glasses, you tend to feel that things are really that bad.
I see.
But at first you thought it was normal. It was not so bad at all. You're coping with it. So once you taste what clarity is, you tend to feel that when you take off your glasses, your eye is now way too bad. So that's not the glasses will not worsen your eye. They are there to just help you see better. When you take them off, your eye is the same.
I see.
Exactly. So
because a lot of people have that fear. That what if I go in for glasses and then I'm stuck with it? It doesn't help me. It doesn't cure me of my eye disease. But then you saying this now, I think it's more clarified.
Yeah. So you are not going for the glasses to cure your eyes. You are going for the glasses to enhance your vision. Like I said earlier, when you are very young, let's say less than 6 years old, and you need to see very well with glasses, and you don't wear it. At some point, when you go for the glasses, let's say you are now 20 years, there's nothing you can do. Your vision will not improve. Especially if it's more in one eye. Let's say the right eye sees much better than the left eye. And you needed to wear glasses when you were young, but you didn't wear it. By the time you are, let's say, 14, 16 years, you say, oh, let me go for glasses. Like my left eye doesn't see well. It's already done. There's nothing you can do after the age 9. Sometimes people who are a bit older, like teenagers, you can do some therapies, but it might not improve as much as you want. So left eye might never see. But if you had worn the glasses when you were very young, later in life, if you wear the glasses, you still see very well with the glasses on. It won't be that bad. Yeah, so if you need to wear glasses, just do it.
Just do it.
And then don't think that it will be with you. It will be with you because your eye will still remain the same.
I see.
Yeah, your eye is not going to cure it. So I think maybe we have to maybe also do a better job advising the patients.
Yeah.
The glasses is not curing your eye.
Yeah.
It's helping you to see better. When you take it off, your eye is still the same.
It's still the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But then you're saying that, for example, a 9-year-old has this eye problem, but then doesn't go in for medical treatment. Then after some years, it gets worse. How long would you say one should go in for medical treatment just after seeing symptoms of eye disease?
Immediately, because you don't have any alternates for your eye. Someone even asked me, Doc, now do we have eye transplants? I said, no. When you cut your eye nerve, that's it. The eye is dead. So you cannot transplant the eye. Maybe some portions like the cornea can be transplanted, but once you lose your eye, it's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. So immediately you have any symptoms, just go and check. There was a patient who came and he said there was some small pain in the eye, and she didn't really go into the pharmacy about some things, but it was not really good. After like 1 or 2 weeks, the person came to the clinic, went to another clinic or so, and they said that it's too late. And they came to us. I was like, where you are going to, you have to face reality. You should have done it immediately. You should have done it immediately. Just 1 week or 2 weeks, your eye is just gone.
Wow.
Yeah, so those corneal issues, for example. So when you have any eye issue, just report it immediately. Don't wait for too long and say, oh, let me find out and see whether it will grow on its own. Maybe some 3 days you are just observing, that's fine. But if it's very intense, don't take too long to come. Immediately you have an eye issue, just come. And then we'll examine you and find out.
Okay. Now let's move into the space of, those of us that find ourselves doing makeup morning, every day, putting on the mascara, putting on the lashes and all of that. Even to the men also do makeup. Yes, so we those finding ourselves in the beauty space, how would you say we should protect ourselves from eye diseases? Because some things are there, it's inevitable, we have to do it for the work. So when we put on makeup in the morning, what should we do to ensure that we don't contract any eye disease?
Yeah, so like you said, it's now part of our lives.
Yeah.
People put and it makes them look very beautiful. Like the girl is beautiful.
Oh, it enhances beauty.
Yeah, so it's actually not bad. Yeah, but then you have to be careful if, let's say, you put on the mascara or something on the lash and you have some irritations. It could be that you have allergic reactions to those ones.
Oh,
if you keep doing it, it can actually worsen your eye. So immediately you feel any irritation when you put on the mascara or any makeup, you try and find out what's happening. You check from the eye clinic, and then maybe you can go off it for some time, or you can try an alternate makeup products and see, because some of them might not be very good for your eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have to, we are washing it off too. You have to do very well so it doesn't enter the eye. Some of them contain certain chemicals that can cause chemical injury. So washing it off, protect your eyes very well. Wash it off, like close your eyes well, take it off. That's fine. And if you have any irritations, any discomforts, when you put them on, try and put a hood on that and check. If it's an allergic reaction, some allergies are very mild, some are very severe. It can cause all your eyes to discolor. And it can become permanent. The discoloration can become permanent. So just make sure that once you have any irritation and all of that, just do well. And it can also even cause dry eyes because it actually destabilizes the way the tears are staying on the eye. And so, just make sure that any discomfort you have, redness, severe redness, itchy, burning sensation, just go and check and find out.
So these are some of the things we should look out for. I mean, the redness you mentioned, and all that. If we're working and we see that our eyes are getting red, they're itchy and stuff, those are the symptoms of the eye diseases.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then away from the beauty space, let's move into those of us that keep reading. Let's say teachers. Yeah, for the teachers and stuff. As you keep reading day in and day out, what do you have to say to them? Because sometimes, you have to find yourself reading from morning to evening because you want to teach the students and stuff. But then are there any precautionary measures you say they should take to ensure that they don't also have any eye diseases or they're not straining their eyes too much from the reading? Yeah,
so teachers or people who do like lawyers and stuff, you get a lot of lawyers coming in. Now I can't really read well. My eyes are tired. Yeah, their eyes are always fatigued because you see, like it's just like raising dumbbells and you're not stopping. You might damage the muscles there. So once you are reading anything, your eye puts in extra effort. There are so many things that goes into reading before you actually know that this is the word you are seeing. But when it is far, probably your eyes are relaxed. So at near, teachers have to do a lot of work with their eyes. And what you can do is to have that 20/20 rule I talk about.
Yeah.
So just a form of relaxation. You just relax your eyes for some few seconds, 20 seconds. So let's say if you are marking or you are reading the script, raise your head up a little bit, look at your students who are at the far end. Not necessarily to do anything, just look at the far end. Then come back. You do those things, actually relaxes your eyes. If you don't, it can speed up the aging process again. So people like, let's say, bankers. I get a lot of bankers who are way younger than 40 and they need to wear glasses for reading.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's actually something that you have to work on. Once you are doing a lot of near work, so teaching and all of those professions, that involves near reading all the time. So when you are 40 years, okay, you might likely to have a condition called presbyopia. Presby, like old, and the opia has to do with the eye. So there's a lens in your eye. There's glass I'm wearing. You have a natural one in the eye. When you see anything close by, it has to change its shape like that before you can actually see things closer.
Oh, okay.
But as you are aging, it becomes less flexible, becomes more rigid. It cannot bulge like that for you to see. So if you do too much near work, that bulging thing becomes more difficult. It's like you are making it hard. You get it? And that actually affects your near reading. So if you do it too often, by the time you are, let's say 35, 36, you notice that actually your presbyopia is starting. You have early presbyopia. Instead of, let's say, the 40, 45 years, it actually starts early. So just have the intermittent breaks, do all of that, and they are likely to have good eyesight.
Good eyesight, okay. And then how about these healthcare professionals, let's say the surgeons, as they find themselves, working on people and all of that, blood, and I see that they put in nose mask, head stuff, and other goggles as well. What do you have to say about that as well? What are some of the things they do to protect their eyes from the normal hazards that might happen?
Yeah, so for like, I think I'll mention like projectiles, chemical burns, yeah. So you have something we call blood-borne pathogens. So like the body fluids, they can actually have some infections. So if you touch them and you expose them to your eyes, are likely to have an infection. So for example, if you have, there's some viral infections that are very, very contagious.
Okay.
Yeah, herpes zoster. It can actually affect one piece of your eye and then you are really in trouble. So I think for healthcare practitioners, it's like, if you don't do it right, you are not really looking like a doctor or something.
Yeah.
You have to do very well.
Okay.
You are the ones advising and advocating, so you have to do a better job. So washing your hands frequently is very important. You always have to wash your hands, maintain good hand hygiene, and also improve the way you put your, let's say, your washing materials aside. So sometimes they say they wash their hands, use a tissue or a towel. You don't have to be repeating those tissues. Put them somewhere, change them, wash the towels frequently. These things actually reduce your exposure. And if you have your goggles on, like sometimes the surgeons, once they are perform the surgery, there can be a blood spillage that can actually get into your eyes. Sometimes you watch the movies, you see it. You put on the doctor's face, and they have to do something to clean the doctor's eye because he's still looking at what's happening. Yeah. So if imagine he didn't have it on, anything could have just affected your eye. There's a tissue on the eye, we call them conjunctiva.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what usually traps the germs and the bacteria and all of that, and can actually cause serious eye infections. So put on your goggles if you have to, put on your nose mask and all of that, and promoting personal hygiene or hand hygiene. They are good to go. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have some workspaces or some office spaces that 24/7 let me say the air condition is on. So in a case like that where day in day out you have dry environments and stuff, what are you supposed to do to ensure that your eyes do not also get affected by these dry environments?
Yeah. So ensure frequent blinking. You have to intentionally blink, especially if you have to be reading in an air-conditioned environment. Like when you are reading, you blink far less than you should. Sometimes you blink only 5 times or 7 times a whole minute. You do about 20 times in a whole minute, but you're doing about 5. That is too low, and that can cause severe dryness. So you have to sort of intentionally blink. And let's say if it's too dry for you, you can get these artificial lubricants to actually lubricate the surface of the eyes.
Where can we get these artificial lubricants?
Oh, the pharmacies, the eye clinics, and all of that. So for those, the lubricants, most of them are over the counter. You can just go and buy them.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you go, you say, I want to get a lubricating eye drop. they can get it for you. There are several of them that can actually help. So we apply probably 3 times a day on the eye, 1 drop 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening. And or probably when you feel that your eyes are dry, you can apply it. Yeah.
It doesn't have any side effects?
No, not really.
All it does is just alleviate the dry eyes?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. And let's move into the farming sectors.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of these people, working with, let's say, the dust, as they are cultivating and all of that. They are cutting down trees. We have a lot of particles in there. So for the farmers out there, what are they supposed to do, or what are they supposed to put on to protect themselves in that space, in that environment? Yeah,
so for farmers, it's actually very serious. You can have a condition called fungal keratitis.
Wow.
It can be very, very, treating it is difficult.
Wow.
It can take
a long
time.
I can see how difficult
it
is.
I don't. When you come, let's say the patient comes and they say, I was in the farm and something touched my eyes. That's a big deal.
Wow.
Like especially if it's a leaf or something. You have to start the treatment aggressively. It's not something that you joke with at all.
Wow.
Because it can damage the eye completely. Yeah. So some of the tissues in the eye can even come off. Like it's a big deal. So you have to really do very well to protect your eyes. Sometimes they say they were just reading, and sometimes the stone actually hit their eyes. Yeah, that can actually also affect your eyes. So we realize that their work is something that do very critical to our lives, because without farmers, they are going to starve. They have to really do well to protect their eyes. And I think maybe the government can even take up to increase the way they provide the seedlings for them. They can also provide working gears for them. They put on their goggles so that anytime they are reading. And aside that, even they're spraying. They spray some of their plants. The chemicals can get into your eyes.
Yeah.
You have to put them the nose mask and then the face shields and all of that to protect your eyes. So it's very, very important. And if you're a farmer and you have any form of eye irritation when you are on the farm, don't hesitate. You have to go to the eye clinic immediately. It can be very, very serious. It can be very serious. So you have to do very well to visit the eye clinic immediately you have any eye irritation from the farm. Because bacteria is always available over there, virus, the fungal infections, they're just everywhere. So if you have to do very well to just do that to protect your eyes.
Okay. And so, day in day we find ourselves on our phones and our laptops and all of that. But then is there any way we can protect ourselves from, these blue emitter devices and all of that? Is there any way we can prevent eye diseases?
Yeah, so if you are more overly exposed to the digital screens, they can have an effect on your eye in the long term. It can actually cause you to become short-sighted. It can also affect the back of your eye. We call macular degeneration. Macular degeneration is a situation where you cannot really see at the central portion. Like if I want to look at your face, I can see your rest of your body, but your face in particular, I can't really. If I want to look at the phone, I can't see the phone itself. I can't see the things around it. So that central portion of your vision might be affected, but it's actually over a long exposure to these screens, and then maybe in future when you're about 60 years, and those things tend to develop. So you have to really do well to get treated lenses from the eye clinic. So like for example, my glasses is a treated lens, of course. Okay. I'll put it myself. Yeah, so you get glasses that are actually treated, photochromic, photo blue, or anti-reflectives. They do well to reduce it. And apart from the glasses itself, we can also get filters to reduce the exposure from the screens. So if you use the laptop, you can get a filter to something like to block or reduce the rays. You can also reduce your screen brightness. All these things can be done to really help you get rid of some of these health hazards. So computer vision syndrome is actually very common these days because everyone is using their phones. Yeah. So you have to do very well to reduce your chances of getting it. And aside that, you have to look at the way you position your chairs, your chair and stuff. If you are somebody who sits behind the computer constantly working, you have to make sure that the computer the bottom part is tilted towards you a little bit.
I see.
It shouldn't be so straight like that.
Okay.
That can cause some form of reflections into your eye. And also, you have to be a little bit above your eye should be a little bit above the monitor. You should be looking down like that. It shouldn't be higher above you like that. Okay. It's a bit below your eye level. And you shouldn't have to be slouching. You have to sit more like 90 degrees. Yeah, I know you don't have to be like a robot sitting down.
Yeah, because a lot of things you're mentioning right now, it seems like a lot of precautions you're taking as you're using your laptop.
Yeah, you have to do that. Otherwise, you can have a lot of back shoulder pains in future. Probably now you're not experienced because you are young. Yeah. By the time you are 40, 50 years, you start to experience some of these things because you have been sitting in a very wrong posture a long time. can actually have an effect on your spine and all that. So you have to put on this. So it's not just your eye. Your entire body can be affected if you're not having a good sitting posture. Yeah, so you do that, enhance. And then I also say that it's not just the workers. The management or the employer should also ensure that the precautions are there. The people must be forced to wear their glasses, they have to wear it. They must have that intermittent breaks. And the lighting environment should be such that when the worker is sitting behind the PC, there shouldn't be too much light from behind him. So like there's at least a window must be covered to reduce the reflections, and that can cause glare. So you can actually put in that measure and you help your workers a lot.
Okay. But then how long would you say one should stay on his or her laptop or her computer? Because sometimes some works you have to be on your computer 24/7. So at that point, how long would you say one should do that?
So you can be on the computer for a long time actually, but you have intermittent breaks. But after 2 hours of even the intermittent breaks, you have to pause like 15 minutes. Yeah, you have to pause like 15 minutes. If you're somebody who uses a computer all day long, 24/7, you have to have those breaks. It's very necessary. It can actually cause a lot of issues for your eyes in the future. So you have to do very well with that. So have intermittent breaks, and then continue your work, break, continue your work, break. The break is not too long. Sometimes it's just 5 minutes, sometimes it's just seconds. Then you continue. But if you're not doing this, sometimes you actually forget. You're supposed to have those breaks. When you remember, like you realize that you have spent 2 hours, take the break. Once you remember, just take the break. Put your eyes off the screen or look away from anything that is close to you, so you can actually have a better vision.
Okay. So tell us some of the normal, or should I say the regular activities that some of these workers have been doing that you have noticed, has been causing eye disease a lot, because you have a lot of people coming in. Yeah. So from which sort of activities would you say a lot of these workers have been partaking in that is causing eye disease day in and day out? Yeah.
So one typical example is the welders. Sometimes I'm actually hard on them in the clinic.
Really?
Because it is very uncomfortable, the situation they have brought, and it can be prevented. And the annoying part is if the person is an experienced welder. You're a master, you should protect yourself. But in Ghana here, sometimes you feel like if you're a master, then you don't protect yourself.
Need that stuff.
I can do without these things. But you have to really encourage your juniors to know that protection of the eye is very key to the work. Once you lose your sight, you cannot do the work again. Yeah, so put on the protective wear. They do it a lot. They come and there was a patient who said, I was wearing the goggles, but I didn't pass at this side. That's the reason why you're supposed to have appropriate safety eyewear. It must cover the entire eye. But the metal chips, they're just flying just like that.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the thing protecting your eyes very well, it can actually pass at that corner and touch your eye. So you have to do very well to protect yourself. So don't think that you're a master and you have control. Just protect yourself. It's an accident. You can never be prepared for it. And there also people who use your work, your people who use digital screens all the time. You have to do very well to have those intermittent breaks. The 20-20-20 rule, it really works.
It does.
It really works. Yeah, because it was based on research. It really works. So you do very well. Just put on your protective wears, and then you are really good to go. Good to go.
So those are some of the common cases you get?
Yeah, so like, so the welders, even the carpenters as well, and the masons, they come in with some of the dust particles on their eyes. Yeah, sometimes they have something called abrasions, corneal abrasions. Like we put some drop on the eye, it tends to sort of give some form of coloration. And it's because the surface of the eye has been scratched with so much dust particles. So like you see, they rub their eyes because of the dust and all of that. It scratches the surface. These things you have to do very well to avoid them. If you feel like something on your eye, just wash off the eye surface. Don't be rubbing the eyes and stuff. You do that. When you know, I did toss on but they come and they scratch the surface of the eye so badly. So you have to do very well to avoid those sort of activities. If you're a construction person, reduce rubbing of your eyes. Put on your protective glove. Don't think that you're a master.
If you're because no matter what, the particle is a master than you are.
Exactly, yeah. Because you always don't seem prepared enough for any accidents. So you have to do very well to stop all those activities of not protecting your eyes. I'm the boss. I can do it on my own. And don't be rubbing your eyes too much. If you are a digital screen user, reduce your time on the screens. she should be
But
fine.
then talking of the rubbing of eyes, sometimes you feel like that's the only way, because sometimes it really itches, and then some people just keep going and going, and then sometimes you're like stop, but then they can't stop.
Yeah.
Because as you're doing it,
It
you're
feels nice.
feeling yes.
Yeah.
So at that point, what would you say is the best thing to do?
Yeah. So sometimes the eyes can actually really do it, and you don't even notice that you're actually rubbing your eyes until you become conscious of it. What you do is maybe you can touch the eye a little bit, but if the rubbing is consistent, it actually makes the itching worse.
At
That's the reason why you rub, and at some point you rub more.
You keep on
yeah,
going.
and then it gets to a point where you don't feel it again. Usually when you get to that point, you've actually injured the eye.
Wow.
That's the reason why at that point you don't feel any itch at all. So you have to do very well not to rub it too much.
Okay, I see. Interesting. So then, would you say there's any first aid that one can, let's say in an emergency case, is there something one should do immediately after noticing that, hey, I have an eye injury? Is there any first aid you can do at that point?
Yeah, so depending on the injury you're involved in. So let's say, for example, you have a chemical injury, and then like these chemical substances pour on the eye.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is to have copious irrigation.
Okay.
You lower your head. I think I have a particular image for that also.
Okay.
You lower your head so that the injured eye will be facing downwards, so that when the chemical comes, it doesn't come to the other eye. So you lower your head this way, and then you let the water flow on the eye, so sort of flashing of the thing. Do it for 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
That's a long time. So you have to do
it
very well. If you don't do that, you can actually destroy your eye completely. And then some people say, let me get something to neutralize that chemical. You can make your eye go away immediately, instantly. So don't add any chemical to it, and then don't bandage the eye. Don't bandage the eye.
Okay.
Just seek medical treatments immediately after flashing that 10 to 15 minutes. So you have any chemical exposure, do very well to flash the eyes with lots of water. In fact, lots of clean water.
Okay.
It's not guarantee water. Very clean water, yeah. Okay. And then if let's say you have a foreign body following your eye like dust and stuff, do not rub your eyes. Once anything falls on your eye, don't rub. If you rub your eyes, you can cause the material to scratch the eye. The scratch, if it's only on the surface, fine. But if it's a bit deep, you can leave a scar, and that can reduce your vision significantly. Okay. So we can do some light rub, irrigation of the eye. Don't rub your eyes. Let's seek medical intervention immediately. If you, let's say you have a blow to the eye, let's say you're fighting or something just hit your eye, hit your eye. You can, to reduce the pain, get some ice cubes and stuff, and then put on the eye. It should reduce the pain, but seek immediate medical attention. And let's say finally, if you have something actually choking the eye, so those ones are like a cut or a penetrating eye injury. Those ones are very serious. It can lead to permanent blindness. So you have to make sure that you don't try and remove it yourself. Don't even do it. Like once you have that thing enter your eye, don't try and remove it. If it is stuck, if let's say just on the surface of the eye, then you can just use water to flash it off. After flashing doesn't go, realize that it's stuck on the eye. Don't remove it. If you remove it, some of the contents can even try to come out, and that can be dangerous. So let the doctor assess it. Even sometimes when you come, it's not the day that you cannot remove it. You actually put some medications and stuff to soften it before you remove it. So you don't do it yourself. And these are things you can do, and then you should be fine.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's move into today's activities and what Frederick Opticals is going to do today as today's Sports Side Day. I'm aware you're going to be doing some activities today.
Yeah, so we are actually undergoing a free eye screening from today to Saturday. For us, we don't just say it's only World Side Day. I mean, the whole week. So from Thursday to Saturday, everyone should come in to check their eyes. Most of the eye diseases that we have, they don't have any symptoms at the early stages unless it's advanced. So you have to make sure that the doctor detects it very early. So it's an opportunity, free eye screening. The glasses are subsidized prices, no consultation fee, nothing. I will not charge you anything.
Hey, free. Ghana people, we like free.
Exactly. So just make sure you take the opportunity and come and check your eyes. And also, we are also undertaking this health education. My boss at several TV stations and radio stations educating. Some of us are also at secondary schools and other schools providing education. So it's awareness creation and all of that. So you have to make sure that you partake in it and you can benefit from what we are doing. Okay,
interesting. But then where can we find Frederick Opticals?
Yeah, so we have two branches. One is located at Domin New Station, opposite the Total Energies. Initially it was Maxon Filling Station, but now it's Total Energies. Just adjacent to us is a washing bay.
Okay.
And then the other branch is at Domi Pillar 2 at the Coca-Cola Cave. Just if you just see Coca-Cola Cave or Kwesi Upon Enterprise, you get to find out where we are. So come to this. Both branches are running the free screening, so you can pass by and then have your eyes checked.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kojo. So I have my co-host joining me in.
Yeah.
James, we're talking about eyes.
Yeah, quite interesting conversation. You know, earlier in the intro, I was talking about how important eyes are to humans, because without it, there's nothing we can do about it. And we're really humbled you educating the public on how to take care of our eye. Yeah, you know, we're fond of, you know, rubbing the eye. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a different world when you're doing that. But, you know, I think there are some bad or side effects to doing that, and we are going to avoid all these things. I'm really humbled having you on the show today.
Yeah. So you have some birthdays for us?
Yeah, quickly, I just want to do some birthday wishes before we wrap it up. So we're still in the month of October, and we have people celebrating their birthday. And I'm going to start off with Akosua Yeboah. She's a doctor at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So from myself, your family, your cousins, we're all wishing you a happy birthday, Akosua Yeboah. May God bless you, elevate you. You're a strong woman, and I know this season is going to be amazing. So Akosua Yeboah, that's her right there on our screens, wishing you a happy birthday. So moving on from Akosua Yeboah, we'll go straight to David Hayford. Hey man, it's your birthday today. Wishing you all the best from your family, your friends, your loved ones. We're wishing you, David Hayford, a happy birthday. God bless you so much.
Okay, so away from that, our next birthday wish for today. This is going to a very special man, a boss, a leader. He's an all-in-one. So a happy birthday to my boss. He's the CEO of Odasini TV, Odasini FM, Omega TV, and Omega FM. Happy birthday to you, Nana Kwame Mispa. On this special day, I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt wishes for an amazing year ahead. You're not just a boss, but you're also a remarkable leader, mentor, and a friend. Your guidance, support, and encouragement have been invaluable to me and to the entire school. Under your leadership, we have achieved milestones, conquered challenges, and grown both professionally and personally. Your unwavering belief in our abilities has always inspired us to go above and beyond. Your dedication, your passion, and your work ethic are truly inspiring. You lead by example, demonstrating the importance of hard work, integrity, and a positive attitude. On your special day, I hope you take the time to celebrate all your accomplishments and the incredible person you are. May this year bring you joy and success. Once again, a happy birthday to you, my boss, Nana Kwame Mispa. Have a wonderful day today. Yeah, so these are the birthday wishes that we have for today. And Dr. Kojo, I'm aware you're... okay, so so a happy birthday to my boss, that is Nana Kwame Mispa. Of course, this is also coming from Edmond here at HSTV. He's wishing you a happy birthday to you. And Dr. Kojama, where you have your dad's birthday is tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So a happy birthday in advance.
Advance special birthday, my special dad.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He's a wonderful man. He's been with us through big advice, encouraging us. He's always behind us. So, Daddy, happy birthday in advance. I love you so very much. So very much.
Okay.
Do enjoy your day.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kojo, once again for joining us in. And lovely viewers, this will be wrapping up the Healthy Morning Show. We came to you with a lot of interesting stuff that is from the Matters Horizon to Sports in Minutes. And now we're wrapping it up with some health, talking about how we can love our eyes at our workspaces. We'll meet again same time tomorrow, Friday. It's going to be the end of the week, of course. Enjoyment, James' favorite day. So keep watching HSTV. Have more for you. My name is Abigail Irama Edumensa. We're joined by Dr. Kojo, and of course, I did this with
James, we have a crazy shout outs going out to our production team. We're really humbled for the support and all you're doing. So have a blessed morning wherever you are.
With a medical body catch once. I want to introduce my name to you. Me didn't cancel for you, aka Lewe. And you're going to see the heavily sealing